Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today as we highlight Honeywell's call for innovation with regard to the development of novel direct expansion refrigeration architecture for supermarkets. Please note that all lines have been muted. All attendee lines have been muted by default, but we do encourage you to ask questions at any time, any subject, via the chat box on your screen. We'll also be recording this presentation, and we will share that link with everyone who's registered after the call. I'd now like to introduce Melissa Lapsa. She is the director of Oak Ridge National Laboratory's Building Technology Research and Integration Center, and she's also group leader for the lab's whole buildings and community integration initiatives. Melissa will give some background on the JUMP program as a whole and its role in advancing innovation in the building space. She'll then turn things over to Ankit Sati from Honeywell, who will dive into greater depth on the technical challenge itself. And then finally, we'll conclude with plenty of time to answer your questions, which again may be submitted at any time. Don't feel as though you need to wait for our speakers to finish before you get those into us. With that, Melissa, take it away.
All right. Thanks so much, Tyler, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar on our crowdsourcing initiative called JUMP. I'm Melissa Lapsa from Oak Ridge National Lab, and I will walk through some PowerPoint slides today that we'll also post on our website at web.ornl.gov/jump that talks through the mechanics of how the website works. And then I'm going to turn it over to Ankit Sati from Honeywell, who's going to go through the technical details of this technical call for innovation. And Ankit is currently working as the refrigerants R&D leader at Honeywell Research Laboratories in Buffalo, New York. He's been working in the refrigerants group at Honeywell since July 2011. He received his bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology in New Delhi and a master's degree in mechanical engineering from the University of Illinois. So again, I'll go through some overview slides on the JUMP program, and then I'll turn it over to Ankit. And at the conclusion of his overview on the details of his call for innovation, then we will open it up for questions. So feel free to type in your questions, and Tyler will help us go through those at the end of the presentation. So we're really excited that you've joined the webinar, and I'm going to go ahead and get started and really answer the first question: why are we doing this? Why is Oak Ridge National Lab involved in crowdsourcing? Well, here at the laboratory, we're very interested in innovation, and in particular, our area is interested in building technologies and trying to move energy-saving, energy-efficient technologies that are cost-effective into the marketplace. And we have a lot of partners that we work with, but this is a large country, and we know that there's a lot of people that we can't hear from every day. And we have found through our research, and you'll see there's this White House blog from last September, that while only a fraction of Americans are formally trained as professional scientists and engineers, everyone can contribute through open science and innovation approaches such as citizen science and crowdsourcing. So crowdsourcing is a way to get public input on a variety of issues and topics. And what we've decided to do is post technical issues and challenges related to building technologies in the hopes that we can find some innovative solutions that our industry partners can help get into the marketplace, and thereby providing the nation with cost-effective energy-saving solutions for their homes and businesses. The pictures down at the bottom of this slide are Dr. David Danielson on the left from the Department of Energy's Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Office, and on the right is Ben Catt from General Electric. And they both came to the laboratory for an event that we had last September called DOE EERE's First Industry Day, and they spoke about, in our crowdsourcing session, about the need for such a platform to help expedite getting innovative solutions to the marketplace. So what panel they were speaking in was basically the results of our last year's effort. We did a pilot to see how this actually would work for us, and we did that by posting 3 general campaigns on our website, one on envelope technologies, one on equipment, and one on sensors and controls. And these were very general campaigns, just asking for any ideas out there that were innovative that would save energy in these 3 areas. And we were really excited that we had over 5,000 unique visitors to our website. We were able to post over 70 valid ideas. And when we closed the campaign, we had a panel of judges. So we had 3 judges for each campaign, and they evaluated those ideas based on their technical feasibility, potential for energy savings, and their innovativeness. And the award for each of those 3 winners was to be invited to that EERE Industry Day event that we hosted at Oak Ridge National Lab last September, and be able to pitch their concept to all the stakeholders that were at the event, including investment organizations, the federal, state, government, industry partners, laboratories, universities. One idea, we 3D printed the concept for the winner. Another winner submitted their concept to the DOE Small Business Voucher Program, and more information on that program is available at sbv.org. But essentially that program is geared towards small businesses, and it provides technical support through a voucher program to a national laboratory in different energy efficiency and renewable energy areas. Another of the winners is discussing a potential cooperative research and development agreement with Oak Ridge National Lab. So what we're trying to do is create this community that links ORNL researchers to industry partners, small businesses, innovators, and end users. And because of our success from our pilot program last year, we were able to unveil a new program for FY16, which is a public-private partnership called JUMP, which stands for Join in the Discussion, Unveil Innovation, Motivate Transformation, and Promote Technology to Market. And the goal for this is to have more specific campaigns like the one you're going to hear about today from Honeywell, where industry partners are basically working with Oak Ridge National Lab to develop questions that are specific to their industry to help get solutions into the marketplace that are cost-effective and energy efficient. And the goals are to facilitate the connections, the expertise, as I mentioned, and I'm really happy to announce that we are now going to be expanding from Oak Ridge National Lab to include 4 other DOE national laboratories, including Argonne National Lab, the National Renewable Energy Lab, the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, and the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. So we're really excited to be able to expand our portfolio of public-private partnerships between the national labs and industry partners to listen to new ideas from participants, foster partnerships and advance innovative ideas, and raise awareness and develop discussion around issues to help, again, advance adoption of advanced technologies. So just a little bit about the mechanics of how the website works. You're going to go onto our website at web.ornl.gov/jump, and you're going to see right now we have 6 campaigns running, including the one you're going to hear more detail about from Honeywell in a few minutes. And once you register on the website, you can post an idea to any of those categories. You can comment or vote on other ideas that are out there. And then in the second step, ORNL is going to be reviewing all those ideas that are posted for their technical, economic, market readiness. And we're going to review them, and then once approved, they're posted to the website, and this is done very expeditiously. We're managing the website, moderating it in real time, because we want to enable the step 4 where the community at large is able to vote and discuss, comment on all of these great ideas. And that whole duration is about 8 to 10 weeks. In the second phase, we're going to have our judging. So we're going to close down the campaigns. This one is going to close down May 16th. And we're going to have our panel of judges that are going to review the ideas to identify which ones are the most applicable for our industry partner to be able to take to market and to utilize the results. And we're basically going to have a lot of options for the next step, but some of the options are to, again, channel that concept to the small business voucher application process. The next one closes, I believe, on April 10th. If it's a small business submitting the idea, we're going to facilitate that collaboration with Honeywell. We're going to recognize the winner at regional demonstration events, and if needed also, we can provide some technical support to the winner if more data or analysis is needed for helping it move to the next phase and analysis. A little bit about the intellectual property. This is a key question that often comes up. So in this phase one, this idea generation and exchange, the innovator puts the idea out there. That is their idea, and that's recognized. And basically, if there's a concern about protecting the idea through a patent application process, then the innovator would want to take care of that before they put that out on the website. There are terms and conditions that you will review and approve in the registration process for the website, and that has some of that more detail there about that process. But essentially, once it's out on the website, of course, it's in the public domain, but that idea stays with the innovator. If they're partners, as you go into phase two, if you're selected for looking at next steps as the winner, then there may be a point for negotiation of IP if there's other parties involved with taking the idea to the next level. For example, if ORNL adds the idea through technical support or through the small business voucher process, or the industry partner adds the idea through co-design, co-build, or co-development. So essentially, in conclusion, there are opportunities for the best idea to move forward. So we encourage everyone to put their idea out there. Oak Ridge National Lab may provide some in-kind technical support to the winner. We'll connect you with the small business voucher pilot at svv.org. That opportunity has up to $300,000 available if approved. And the idea submitter will also be invited to discuss future collaborations for taking the idea forward with Honeywell and other experts. So with that, I will turn over to Ankit to talk about the details of this technical challenge from Honeywell.
Thank you, Alyssa. Hello, everyone. So the title of this challenge is Novel DX Refrigeration Architecture for Supermarkets. And this challenge, when we were proposing this challenge, we wanted to look specifically into supermarket refrigeration systems and the improvements in those systems that we'll discuss in the following slides. Next slide, please. So just a little bit of background about supermarket refrigeration systems. Now, a typical supermarket refrigeration system can consume a significant amount of energy, it can be as much as 1 to 2 million kilowatt hours annually, which is, just to give you an idea, equivalent to about 100 to 200 homes. That's a lot of energy. Apart from that, these systems also require very large refrigerant charges, about 3,000 to 4,000 pounds. And plus, they can leak a significant amount annually, which is about 20%. So just to resolve, to somehow manage these problems, many new designs have been proposed, such as distributed systems, secondary loop systems, and other advanced refrigeration systems. And what these new refrigeration systems for supermarkets have done is they have made them more efficient, as well as they have tried to minimize the charge in the supermarket. So some of the available literature shows that these advanced systems can reduce as much as about 10 to 15% energy consumption compared to a standard centralized DX system. Next slide, please. So this chart shows you the life cycle climate performance of different kinds of refrigeration systems. So if you were to focus on Atlanta for now, which is in the center of the plot, what you see there is you have bar charts with a dark color and a light color. So these are representing the emissions, the CO2 emissions from various systems. So the dark color represents the direct emissions, which are a result of leakage of refrigerant from the system. And the light colors represent the indirect effect or indirect emissions, which occur because of the power, the energy that the system is consuming. Now, traditional supermarket systems are centralized systems, which you see at the extreme left, which says R404A is centralized in Atlanta. And you can see that the total emissions are actually very high in such kind of system, both the direct as well as the indirect. Now, with advancement in technology, the new systems are going towards distributed DX systems. You know, these kind of systems are small, more compact systems, so the charge is reduced, and hence the direct emissions. Also, to a certain level, indirect emissions are also reduced because the system becomes slightly more efficient. Now, if you compare this kind of a distributed system to some of the other systems that are shown with alternative refrigerants like 448A or with 744, still the total emissions are higher than compared to those two systems. So the idea of this challenge is, what can we do? Is there a way to improve our current DX systems further so that we can reduce their indirect emissions enough to be comparable or competitive with other systems that are shown on there? And that is what we are going to discuss in our next slide. Next slide, please. So the challenge here is to find or is to propose a new architecture for a DX system or a modification to current DX system so that you can reduce energy consumption. And this reduction that is needed as per this challenge is at least 25% compared to a standard distributed DX system. So that's our baseline in this challenge. Because distributed systems are getting so popular, that's what we will use as a baseline. And compared to this, we want a reduction of at least 25%. And this system, for the purposes of the challenge, should be using 404A as a refrigerant. And this analysis can be done in Atlanta, which represents, you know, a typical climate for a typical US city. So with that, I would like to open the floor for any questions. We are looking for innovative ideas, and we'll welcome any ideas that you have to fulfill this challenge.
Okay, thank you, Ankit.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ankit. Thank you, Melissa. Just to open up the floor for any questions people may have this time. I know we've had a few come in already, but again, just to remind people, if you do have any thoughts, comments, questions, please don't hesitate to share those with us via the chat window on your screen. We have one question. Is there any way for contributors to share ideas in a non-public way? Assuming, you know, should some person, you know, wish to participate, but perhaps have concerns about sharing an idea for the world to see, or various elements that, you know, they may not want to fully disclose on a public website?
That's a great question, Tyler. We had some requests for this on our last round, and so we listened to those comments and tried to address them. And so what you'll see if you go onto our website now and register to submit ideas, you can, if you go under the Honeywell area and the other two, one of them also is Honeywell and IntelliChoice, those three newest campaigns that we've most recently posted, you can either select to post your idea publicly for everyone to see, or you can select to post it privately, and that way only the Oak Ridge team moderators would be able to see your suggestion or your idea. And basically, there's pros and cons to both of those. You know, we like the open area because then that facilitates people being able to comment and, have a discussion around it publicly. However, that is out there for everyone to see. So if you're hesitant to submit it for everyone to see, we have that option now where you can submit it privately, and we will review it. So absolutely, we wanted to provide that option for everybody.
Excellent. Thank you, Melissa. And, like she mentioned, we definitely have both avenues, but we would encourage you, if at all possible, given this a good idea, to definitely share that online. Not just for, for our benefit or for the benefit of Honeywell who might be hosting the challenge, but in the past, we've certainly seen initially submitters maybe reticent to share something on the website, just because everyone's first impression is obviously to keep something secret, not to run any risks or take any chances. But in fact, we've seen with several ideas and submitters as we've conducted this campaign that they've actually benefited and been pretty grateful for the feedback that they're able to get, because it's almost like a sounding board, and especially with the community that we've been cultivating, there's the exact kind of market that you might want to get some feedback on with your idea to maybe tinker with it, make it a little bit better for the purposes of the campaign. And I certainly haven't gotten any direction or impressions that this is the type of place where someone's going to actively, troll about and try to steal any elements on idea or anything malicious like that. Quite the opposite in all of our experiences. On to the next question. Are you able to go into a bit more depth, Melissa, on some of the potential awards? For example, you mentioned in-kind technical support from Oak Ridge. What that might entail, how submitters might benefit from it should they win.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, one of the challenges with the website is that it is a website, so we're not sitting around the table and reviewing technical information together. So it may be that Honeywell needs a bit more technical analysis before they can decide or decide what the next step is for the technology idea. So ORNL has some funds available if needed, for the winning idea, for some technical support. Technical idea, perhaps you need something 3D printed to enable a visual look at the technology solution that you've come up with. Perhaps you need some data analysis, verification of some of the data that you've been doing. So this is something that we can offer up to the winner to basically lay the platform for helping the idea reach interest of the industry to take it to market faster. There's also the connection with the Small Business Voucher Program. If you're a small business, they have up to $300,000 award if approved for that program, which is a voucher program that the funding is provided by the appropriate national laboratory, and that support is provided to the industry partner with some cost share from the small business to basically help get that technology also ready for the marketplace. And there's also events that we're going to be organizing, regional events that we will invite the winners to pitch their ideas to for stakeholders. So there'll be a variety of opportunities that we can discuss that what makes sense, what would be the best that makes sense to the winning innovator for helping to move their technology to the marketplace in collaboration with our industry partner.
Excellent. So it sounds like we definitely have any number of avenues through which submitters might be recognized and benefit from this process. And I think also as well just having the chance to get your idea, your thoughts in front of the type of people that monitor the site, that have partnered together on this challenge. So not only technical experts at Oak Ridge, people involved in the building space here, but also partners at Honeywell, kind of the overall environment of what JUMP has come to be today. So there's that as well. And kind of in that vein, Melissa, could you go into maybe a bit more depth on the judging panel? We have a question about, is this going to be composed of Oak Ridge personnel, Honeywell personnel, or how's that going to work?
So typically how we set it up, and again, we work with our industry partner to make sure that we have the right panel of judges for their technical campaign. But historically, how we've set it up in most cases is that we have at least 3 people on the panel. And we like 3 because then there's no tie as far as who the winner is. But that is made up of the industry lead technical contact, and it's made up of our national laboratory, the technical expert in this space, and we invite a third party, usually a university expert in this space, to join our panel, and then we give them the criteria to evaluate, and that's how we implement the judging process.
Great, and I can interject here just briefly as well. I know this ties back in a bit to the previous question. During other rounds, we've certainly collaborated with our judging panel. So, for instance, if somebody submitted an idea and we might have wished to have a little bit more clarification or have them elaborate a bit, we would contact the judges we were involved with and get their thoughts, and then reach out together and put things up. So, I mentioned this tied back. You're under no obligation at all to, feel like you have to submit the entirety of your idea or document everything. We do encourage you to include attachments, any sort of drawings, illustrations, schematics, anything at all that you might feel, would bolster your case for this campaign. But definitely, we're not asking you to share, every intimate detail of what you're thinking. We'll absolutely, look at this through expert eyes, through our partners, and then we'll get back to you and clarify anything as needed, just to make sure that we really get the best ideas, which I know everyone on this line is certainly capable of sharing with us. Are there any restrictions on who may submit an idea to these campaigns? And can people submit multiple ideas, multiple campaigns? Are there any caps on that?
So the website's open to the whole world, of course. The winners need to be residents of the United States, but that's the only criteria that we have out there, and that is defined in the terms and conditions on the website.
Excellent. And we can submit, if I saw 2 campaigns or 3 campaigns, I can contribute to all those. I mean, the ideas for them, it's not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Excellent. Fantastic. Will there be new challenges in the future? I know we currently have the 6 up. We've had, a few in the past. Are you expecting more to come online?
Absolutely. I mentioned that we're expanding our partnership with other national laboratories. And so we will have several more calls for innovation rolling out starting in a couple of weeks through the end of June. So we'll keep everyone posted through the website, and if you register, you'll get on our email list at web.ornl.gov/jump, and you'll get notified when there's new calls for innovation out there. So we encourage everyone to keep looking at the website and submit their ideas, and let us know anytime if they have any questions.
Perfect. Thank you. And our last question, which I think I can field, apologies to Melissa. Somebody asked where they can direct any questions they might have through this whole process. So I assume they mean either about their idea or about maybe the judging process, technical questions of any nature. We're going to be sharing, as I mentioned earlier, or Melissa mentioned earlier, I apologize, a link to a recording of this webinar that contains various email addresses for people involved in this initiative. You can also visit the website. We have links there. We have an FAQ page. There are many avenues by which you can get in touch with somebody here, and we really try to take a focus on one-to-one outreach and really tailoring our approach to understanding your unique situation and addressing your questions personally. So you don't have to worry about any canned responses, anything generalized. We're very much oriented towards kind of taking an individual tack with this entire project and making it as easy as possible for you as an innovator, be it a small, with a small business, a large business, any entity at all, to kind of share with us, share with the community, and help us together advance buildings innovation. So that wraps up our questions. It wraps up, all our content from a presentation perspective. I'm not sure, Melissa, did anything else that you wish to add at this time?
No, I'd just like to thank everyone for joining, and especially thank Ankit Sethi from Honeywell for participating in our JUMP calls for innovation.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Ankit. Thanks to you, Melissa. With that, I'd just like to, thank everyone else for joining the line as well. This is certainly, it's a crowdsourcing initiative, it's a community development effort. So it's all about you guys. We certainly appreciate your interest in JUMP. Really hope you'll share your ideas with us. No doubt you guys have some fantastic insights. We just encourage you to kind of share those with us if you're at all able. So thanks again, and have a fantastic day, everyone.